Everybody has a handout, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I'm going to teach you guys how to evaluate a source. Thank you. We've analyzed sources, right? So what do we do when we analyze a source?
Research it.
We research it? What do we do? What do you do when you analyze a source? We research it, what else do we do?
Go over it.
We go over it. What do we do when we go over it?
Make sure it's reliable.
Make sure we break it down, we figure out what it says, right? So source evaluation is we're taking this a step further, and we're going to find the value of it. Is it a good source or is it a bad source? So here in your first blank, what is source evaluation? Yes. Yes, top box. What is source evaluation? What do you think it means to look for the value of a source? What's important? What else? What? Find the answer? Here in the top. Looking for the value. So we're looking for what it's saying. Is it good? Find the answer. Does everybody have this?
Yes.
Can I move on?
Yes.
So what do you think a source is?
Where you get your information from?
Something you get information from. What do you think is a source? Like what are different types of sources? Internet? Books? Magazines? What else? People? Newspaper? Is a photo a source?
Yes.
Art?
Yes.
Music?
Yeah.
Poems? Yes. So there's a lot of sources, isn't there? So it's something that gives us information, and it can be all of those things. So a source is something that's giving us information. Are your textbooks a source?
Yep.
Are your notes a source?
Yes.
See, you've got all sorts of things you use every day. Move on. We have two different types.
I know the difference.
Quiet, please.
Primary, like where
It's what?
like where like originally from. Like, let's see a person got from the wood, and then the person comes from the wood. You'll be the same person.
That's right. Yeah, primary source is the first one. Secondary source, it's from something else. Do you know what tertiary is? Tertiary. 3. So like, if he says something to him, he's the first source. Then he's the second source. So if he tells it to me, I'm the third source that you get it from. Okay? Tertiary. So like he says. I don't know. So primary is a source from the time.
Is what?
It's a source from the time. If we would like to study the American Revolution, what are the documents you think we'll use? Constitution? Articles of Confederation, what else? Amendments? There's some more. Ooh, what's a big one?
History.
Well, we already said Constitution. What's another source that we use? We already said the articles, we said amendments. Declaration of Independence. Isn't that an important one? Okay. So it's a source from that time. Here is the Declaration of Independence, guys. How do we know that this is a a good primary source for the American Revolution?
Because it was during that time period.
That's right. It's from the time. We can look and see our date, right?
Yeah.
May I interrupt you?
No.
So this is the Constitution. Here's some of the music. Thank you. This is another source, right? It's from the time period. So secondary, what do you think a secondary source is?
It's like another say if you copy.
What's a secondary source? A primary is first, it's from that time. Secondary is second hand. Where is it going to be from?
Another person.
It can be from another person.
So the news.
Time frame. When do you think you get a secondary source?
Like now or something.
After. Okay?
After the first source. That's probably.
So in your box where it says what is secondary? It's after. Henry Wadsworth Longfellow wrote the poem Paul Revere's Ride in 1860. But it's about Paul Revere, who wrote during the American Revolution. Is it a secondary source? Why?
Because it's after it happened.
It's after it happened. Goes okay?
Yeah.
So the source after it's happened. But if I wanted to study poetry from the 1860s, is it a primary or secondary source?
It's primary.
Primary. All right. So you see how even if it's an old document, it can still be a secondary source? Do you understand that?
Yeah.
I don't think you guys do. Okay. What is a primary source? Yes. If you don't understand, please let me know. So primary source is something from the time, the event, right? During it. What's a secondary source?
It's after.
It's after it's happened.
It's after it's happened. Okay, this is one of my textbooks. What is this? What do you think this is on?
The glorious cause. I'm gonna take it off.
So this is a book about the American Revolution.
It's about the glory.
Yeah, Glorious Cause. When was this published?
2007. So it's a secondary resource. Well, it's really a primary because it's about. It's like.
I can't hear him.
Words.
If we're studying okay guys, if we're studying the American Revolution, and I've used the Declaration of Independence, that's my primary, but this is a textbook.
That's second.
Yeah, it's written when?
It's 2007.
So it's afterward, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you guys get that?
Yeah.
Okay. So when you're looking, you got on your sheet there, you see who, what, when, where, why. When you're looking at a source, you want to know who the author is, right? Why is this important?
I cannot read that.
You never
He's
see
not
it?
writing nothing. He's already on the paper.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought we were supposed to write something in the box.
You're going to do something in just a minute, but I want you guys to see that it's there. So who the author is important, why? Can y'all see that now? Yeah, who gets the information? Guys, I don't know what's funny, but please pay attention. I'm trying to give you some information that you're going to need later, okay? Thank you. So what type of source this is? This covers a lot of things. You want to know, is it a primary or a secondary source? You also want to know, is it a newspaper? Is it an article from a magazine? What other sources could it be? You told me this earlier.
A book.
A book? What else?
A person.
A person, an interview?
A picture.
A picture? Internet? Okay.
Poem.
Yes. secondary? It can be all of those things. But what makes it a secondary versus a primary source?
The time it's written.
When it was written, that's right. So when it's written, when? Isn't that important? Publication date. When was it made? Where? Why is where you find something important? You understand? Why would I trust a document from a newspaper versus some tabloid like Us Weekly or People? Credibility, right? Do you trust the New York Times more than you do TMZ?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Yeah, those are things you need to know where your source is coming from.
Yes.
From source.com.
Why? What is this? What is the purpose of the article going to tell you? Your source. Information of. Is it?
During that time period.
Mm-hmm.
Information on that event.
On the event, maybe a person or the art. Alright, so these are really important things that you guys need to look for, okay? Okay, so here, this is just an example. Now,
Of source.
yes. So, you see the author. This is like a title page in the book. This is really easy to find. The who. So this is the what. We found it in a book. This is who published it. The when is telling us our year. Why? A treatise. A treatise is like a bunch of essays. Okay. And this was a little pamphlet or a book that was published, basically telling them how to make ductwork from sheet metal. That was what it was about. Ductwork. You know, for air conditioning. Okay.
Like an air gun.
So you can find. This is how you find this information, especially in books. So some other things to look for. You have the box at the bottom, other things to look for. We'll get not yet. At the bottom, why is bias important to look for?
Bias. It's opinion.
An opinion?
Because
What class? Favorite one through another. So why is it important to look for that?
we got all that.
If you need to put it in your words, then that's fine. But yeah, you need to know the difference. Libel and slander are the same thing, except for, alright guys, y'all need to pay attention here. Libel is written, printed, pictures, okay? Slander is spoken, gestures.
Okay, I get it.
You get the difference between the two. They're the same thing. Basically, libel is if I write something about somebody that's not true. I wrote it. But if I say it, it's slander. Do y'all remember in the last election, President Obama, they took his campaign picture and some people made it look like the Joker from Batman?
Really like a monkey.
You remember that? They like gave him the cheeky smile and stuff? That can be libel because it's a picture. And it's giving him a negative opinion or view. It's making him look bad. But if someone says something bad about him, then it's slander. Do you get that?
Yes.
You have that? Okay, y'all have, let me know when you guys got this down.
What's that B word up there?
Bias.
Bias. So it's bias again.
My favorite.
Favorite or not favorite.
Or not favorite. Why?
Based on how well you know it. Like if you're unbiased, that means you know nothing about it.
That's right. If you're unbiased, you don't really know either way, so you can be objectionable, right? Honest.
Yeah.
But if I don't like vanilla ice cream, am I going to buy things that have vanilla ice cream? Am I going to buy it?
No, because you don't like it.
I don't like it.